What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the New Balance 992 in this white leather colorway. Today's video is sponsored by the good people from Heffelux. Heffelux is my all-time favorite sneaker insoles, and they sell eTPU insoles, which essentially is the same material you'll find from Adidas Boost. So if you're looking to add some additional comfort inside your shoes, be sure to check out their website, which I've linked down below. You'll see they sell 4 different insole options, so depending on the type of insole density and the cushioning setup you're looking for, whether that's for a pair of thick winter boots or for sneakers, you're going to find there's a suitable insole for everyone. So I've been a paying customer of Heffelux for years now, and I honestly stand by their products. They truly are very comfortable to me. So if you guys want to check them out and try a pair for yourself, be sure to use the code SEANGO at checkout to get 15% off your entire purchase. So this is my latest New Balance pickup, which is pretty much the simplest New Balance 992 you can get. Constructed predominantly out of this smooth white leather, we have small accents of gray and black throughout the shoe, but pretty much it's a very wearable, very simple take on the 992. So the style code for this shoe is M992WL, and the retail price on this pair kind of differs depending on the website you choose. So I've seen some places list these for $175 US, and other stores list them for $185 US, and similarly in Canada, I've seen them go for anywhere from 240 Canadian to 260 Canadian. So if you guys are planning on picking these up, I'd recommend doing some shopping and see which retailer lists these for the lowest price. So jumping straight into the details, again, for the most part, this is constructed out of the smooth white leather. So you can see the same design cues of your 992 is visible here. So on the toe box, we have these overlays on either side, and surrounding the front toe cap, we have another overlay of this same leather. Similarly, we have these overlays on the eyelets as well, and the top 2 eyelets are constructed out of this white colored TPU. On the mid panel, we have more of that white leather, and stitched on top of this, we have the New Balance N logo, which is done in this reflective finish in a combination of silver with an outer layer of white. Moving downwards, we have more of that same white colored leather, and we have another hit of this reflective silver 3M, and we have 992 branding on the lateral side only. Surrounding the bottom of the heel, we have another overlay of white leather, and like always, we have this oval shaped cutout, which reveals this USA branding underneath done in gray. And hugging the bottom of the heel, we have this TPU heel clip with New Balance branding, and this helps give you added structure and support for the back end of the shoe. For the laces, so these only come with 1 pair of laces, and they're just your standard flat style New Balance lace done in this white color. Underneath this, the entire tongue is also constructed out of that same white colored leather. We have this cutout in the middle with 992 branding, along with New Balance branding embroidered on the top in gray. So the inner liner of this shoe is lined in a very light gray colored textile, and then as for the back of the tongue, we have a very textured fabric, and this is done in more of a beige or slightly tan color. As for the insoles, so these come with an off-white colored foam insole. It's very well padded, just like all your other 992 insoles, and we have New Balance classic branding stamped on the heel in silver. So the upper of the 992 sits atop this very chunky absorbed foam midsole. The midsole is entirely done in this white colored finish, but we have Absorb SBS technology, which is more of a gel-like cushioning system which helps with impact protection and shock absorption. And this is visible with these translucent pods on the lateral side of the forefoot and surrounding the lateral side of the heel. And finally, turning the shoe over to the bottom, here you have your classic 992 outsole. But in this case, this is entirely constructed out of this black colored rubber. We have these flex grooves on the forefoot for flexibility, along with New Balance branding and 992 branding found in the middle. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these white leather 992s. And for those wondering about sizing, so I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and for New Balance shoes, I wear between a 9.5, which is a half size down, and a size 10, depending on the model. So for me, I almost always go a half size down in the 992. However, for this specific colorway, I felt like it ran a little bit more snug than normal. That's due to the fact that the cut of leather used on the shoe is fairly thick, so while the length of the shoe was fine, I felt like it was a little bit snug width-wise, but probably not snug enough that I'd have to change sizes. I feel like they'll definitely break in over time and with wear, so long story short, stick with your normal 992 size. Unless you have really wide feet, for example, then you might want to consider going up a half size from your normal 992 size. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel pretty much like any of your other 992s. So with that said, the underfoot feeling is pretty comfortable. It gives me a good balance of softness, support, and stability. It's not going to be an overly soft and overly mushy shoe, for example, but it's a pair I feel like I can wear for many hours in a day without feeling pain or fatigue in the arches of my feet. And while I appreciate this all leather construction, the one drawback to that is it's definitely not as breathable as normal. It's a little bit heavier as well, and your feet may swell up and heat up faster than your normal 992 with mesh construction. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality, I thought it was pretty good. Like I said before, this leather used on the upper, it's a very nice thick cut of leather, and as you run your fingers across it, you can tell that it's a nice genuine cut of leather. But from an overall build and craftsmanship standpoint, so my only main issue was I think because the cut of leather is so thick, when they tried to overlay these panels on top of each other, it created some distortion in certain places, for example the toe box. So it's not an ideal situation, and again, this might just be limited to my pair, but I think it's something I can live with overall. So with all that out of the way now, let's toss on these 992s on feet and I'll show you guys how these look. Like I said from the start, this is pretty much the most basic 992 shoe you can wear. However, for obvious reasons, I think it's a very wearable, very versatile shoe. And while it makes sense considering I'm a new dad and this is probably the ultimate dad shoe, I do appreciate the all leather construction as it makes it a bit more wearable in wet and snowy weather. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this white leather 992. What are your overall thoughts on this specific colorway? And in general, are you a fan of the 992 or is it not really your cup of tea? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Your love and support really pushes me to create more content, so I really and truly appreciate anyone that likes my videos, anyone that comments, and anyone that subscribes. Thank you very much. You can also check out my Instagram as well for my photos at esco8. You can follow me on Twitter for my hot takes as well at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and hopefully it helped you in some way, and I'll catch you guys all in my next review.